My name is Tracy Kendall. I'm the associate winemaker here at Nicolas-Jay and boots on the ground in Oregon. Welcome to Bishop Creek. This is our estate vineyard out in Yamhill, Carlton. We're at the top of the vineyard here, about 750 feet in our new Chardonnay block. We've just passed bud break. So bud break was about 3 or 4 days ago. You can see now that the leaves are actually starting to come out. We're starting to see what's going to be the clusters for this year and the fruit that we're going to harvest this fall. This Chardonnay block, as you can see, looks a little bit different than a newly planted Chardonnay block. We actually top grafted this a few years ago. It was originally planted in 1998 to Pinot Gris on rootstock, so it's not own rooted, so we felt comfortable to top graft it. It's a pretty interesting process. You can still see a lot of the implications of what happened. So essentially this is the original plant here. This is the original Pinot Gris vine. And they come through and actually cut it off at the base there and take 2 pieces of budwood, right, which are both Chardonnay grafts, top clones that we're excited about, and splice those and attach them to that original trunk. That gets tarred so that these don't push off from the sap that's running out of the trunk. The sap, obviously, for this system and all the nutrients and water that it's taking up is for a vine that was planted in 1998. And since these are considered young vines on the top, there's a lot of flow that's going to come from this trunk. So it's important to seal this off so that these don't get pushed off with the force of that flow. And they do that by tarring it and then wrapping it. And then essentially they start to grow. It's a complicated aftercare process. We do a lot of cuts to the trunk to allow that sap to flow. You can still see for sure on that vine over there, but I think here too, where some of those wounds are, where they actually opened up the trunk and allowed the sap to flow out. And then they come through and tar it pretty frequently as well and make sure that these aren't getting pushed off. The wonderful thing about top grafting is that after a few years, you essentially have a vine that is as old as your root, right? And so your root system is 1998. Instead of starting over, waiting for those 5 years to get really productive fruit, and then 8 to 10 years before you're getting really top quality fruit, you're able to kind of jumpstart that. So the first year we got fruit off these vines, the second year it was relatively productive, and this year for this block and last year for that block, they're pretty much in full production. So it's a phenomenal way to take advantage of an existing vineyard. Although the Pinot Gris that was coming off this site was gorgeous, it wasn't really what we wanted to do at Nicolas-Jay. We're excited to showcase Chardonnay and the potential of Chardonnay in Yamhill, Carlton. So we top grafted this to a number of different clones, clones that we've worked with throughout the valley and we're excited about, and allow that to be kind of a Massal selection, right? So a blend in the vineyard of different clones. We harvest them all at the same time and then ferment them together. And that creates a lot of diversity actually in the wine. You're getting certain fruit characters from some clones, you're getting minerality from other clones, earthier sort of herbal quality from other clones, and it really creates a more dynamic Chardonnay. So as you can see here, again, we're a couple days into bud break. So these buds have actually opened up. You're starting to see the leaves come out. And everything that is going to be the fruit for the season is already here. It was actually set last summer, right? So the flowers that are in here that are going to merge were set last July. And that has to do with the growing season the previous summer. So we had a pretty good growing season last summer. We're expecting to have a really nice, beautiful crop this year and hopefully, again, be close to full production in this Chardonnay block. So you can see some of the next jobs that we will do in the vineyard. One of the next ones is shoot thinning. It's a little early still as these are small buds, but what happens is that vines will actually set 2 buds coming out of one node. So this one, for example, this smaller one will be taken off. You can see it here too, right? You've got a nice full big flower set coming out and then a smaller one. So they'll actually come along and just take that one right off. And they wait until the shoots are about this long, which makes it a little bit easier to just select the one that's more productive and knock the other one off. But outside of that, we're really just hoping for good weather, allowing these vines to grow. We've had a beautiful spring. We've had a lot of moisture. We are a little bit earlier than usual, so we typically see bud break in this vineyard right around Earth Day, right around April 20th. Today, I believe, is the 16th. So again, not quite a week early, but certainly earlier than we've seen in the past few years.